Hello everyone, welcome to Career Launcher UPSC CSAT YouTube channel. I am Himanshu Tyagi and I am a UPSC mentor at Career Launcher. आज हम बात करेंगे यूपीएससी एग्जाम के पैटर्न की। ये वीडियो आप पूरा जरूर देखना बिकॉज इट्स नॉट ओनली अबाउट यू प्रीलिम्स मेंस एंड इंटरव्यू। इस वीडियो में आई विल गिव यू सम बेसिक इनसाइट्स जो बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को नहीं पता होती हैं एंड दैट विल गोना हेल्प यू टू अंडरस्टैंड द एग्जाम पैटर्न इन निटी-ग्रिटीज। So let's start. First, understand what are the exam stages. So you have notification. सबसे पहले notification आता है. Then first stage is prelims examination. Then main examination. Then personality test. After that, your final result will come out, and then your training will start at Labasna once you get selected in the UPSC Civil Service examination. So let's understand these three stages: prelims, mains, and personality test in details. So first stage is prelims examination. It is an objective type stage. That means the papers in this stage will have multiple choice questions and you have to mark the right answer out of the options. It is a one-day examination and there are two papers in it. So one day mein you have to give two papers. One is called paper 1 general studies. The second paper is called CSAT, or in official language UPSC called it GS paper 2. Now in our video, we're going to call it CSAT for the understanding purpose. So the first paper, general studies, comprises of history, geography, polity, economy, current affairs. ये सब कुछ उसमें आता है. यहाँ 100 questions होते हैं and 200 marks का paper होता है. So that means every question comprises of 2 marks and you will get 2 hours to solve this paper. The second paper, CSAT, there are 80 questions and again the total marks are 200. That means every question is of 2.5 marks. Again, there are 2 hours allotted to this paper also. Paper 1 happens between 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. and paper 2, which is CSAT, happens on the same day between 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. and you get a break in between. Now paper 2, which is the CSAT paper, it is a qualifying paper. That means you just need to score 33% marks. That means 66 marks out of 200 and your selection in the main examination will happen basis paper 1 marks, which is general studies. So you have to clear the cutoff of that particular year in the GS paper. Usually cutoff varies between 90 to 105 marks in the GS paper. In the CSAT paper, you have to score, as I told you, you have to score 33% marks. That means 66. So you have to solve 27 correct questions, provided you have not marked any question incorrect. Why? Because for every incorrect question, both in paper 1 and paper 2, there is 1/3 negative marking. So that's about the structure of the prelim examination. Now let's move to the main examination. Now main examination, the biggest difference is that all the papers in the main examination are subjective in nature. It's descriptive answer paper and you have to write long answers into each questions. It's a 5-day examination in which there are 9 papers. Okay, now let's understand what are these 9 papers. So out of these 9 papers, the first 2 examinations are called paper A and paper B. These are language papers. The paper A is Indian language paper where you have to select one of the language. That's your choice. You can select Hindi, you can select Punjabi, you can select Assamese, you can select Bengali based on your expertise. Okay, and there will be a 300 marker of paper of that particular language. The paper A, the Indian language paper, is exempted for students from Northeast states. So Meghalaya, Manipur, Assam, these students are exempted from giving Indian language paper. There's paper B, which is the compulsory English paper. It is compulsory for everyone to give. It's an English language paper and every student has to appear into this paper. This is again 300 marker and both of these papers are again qualifying in nature. So both language paper are qualifying and you have to score minimum 25% marks out here. So these papers are 300 markers, so you have to score minimum 75 marks. If you fail to score 25% marks in any of the language paper, UPSC will not check the other 7 papers and will be disqualified from main examination. Now, the rest of the 7 papers, which are paper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, these are where the total marks are being counted for your final selection. Now these papers are, paper 1 is called essay paper, paper 2 is general studies 1, then general studies 2, then general studies 3, and general studies 4. And then there are 2 optional paper So there is one optional subject that you need to choose, and there are two papers of that optional subject. So optional paper 1 and optional 1 paper 1 and optional 1 paper 2. Now all these 7 papers are 250 markers. In essay paper, you have to write 2 essays. So every essay is, each essay is 125 marker. In the general studies paper, usually there are 20 questions that you need to solve. And for every question, you have to write roughly 150 to 200 words. So on an average, you have to write 200 words in 7 minutes. The optional paper pattern is a little different. Here also you have roughly 20 questions, but every question, some of the question also have subparts. So you have to solve more number of questions in the optional exam paper. Okay. Now these 7 paper comprises of 1750 marks. Based on your total score out of these 7 papers, you will get the call for personality test, or which we in general language call UPSC interview. Now, one thing to note down out here is that these 7 papers, there's a minimum cutoff mark also. That means even if you have scored the total cutoff out of 1750, 1750 of the main marks, still if you fail to score, let's say 10% of marks in any of these papers. So let's say you have scored very high marks in 6 of the papers, but in one of the paper you have scored less than 10%, and your total marks is above the cutoff of that particular main examination. Still, you will not get selected for the personality test, because there is a minimum qualifying criteria that in each of these 7 papers, you have to score minimum 10%. Now, once you get a call for personality test, in the personality test, the interview round, the total marks allotted are 275 marks. Here they'll check you on your personality. So they'll check you on your body language, they'll check you on your presence of mind, your attitude, your sense of humor, your dressing sense. So everything from top to down, they'll assess you. They'll also assess your decision making, your logical capability of answering questions. They'll also assess you based on the overall fitness of of the role that you're applying for, the civil servant. And whatever is your score in the interview round, that is being added into the main examination, and your total marks for final selection will be counted from 2025. That is 1750 marks of the main examination and 275 marks of the interview or the personality test. One thing to understand out here is that the weightage of each of these main papers and personality test out of the final selection. So your general studies, which is GS 1, 2, 3, and 4. So GS 1 comprises of history, geography, GS 2 comprises of polity, economics, GS 3 comprises of science, tech, and other internal securities and all, and GS 4 comprises of ethics, integrity, and aptitude. Now, all this GS component 1, 2, 3, 4 included in total comprises of 49% weightage out of the total marks 2025. 1000 marks out of 2025. Your optional paper have weightage of 25%. Your essay has 12%, and your interview round has 14% weightage. So that's a knowledge that you should have. And this is all about the examination pattern as a whole. Now, I hope that you have a very clear-cut understanding of the exam pattern and basic nitty-gritties of the examination, and you can very well start your preparation of UPSC examination. Do not forget to hit the like button if you love the information provided in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do share the video and subscribe to our channel for more such informational content. We'll be coming up with more videos on UPSC CSAT and UPSC examination very soon. Thank you. And you can also follow us on Telegram. Just search @CLUPSC on the Telegram, and you can follow us on the Telegram as well. Thank you.